Our government always compromises our agencies. Labor leader and the president are not supposed to be in this type of pictures. When we see them like this, we know that they didn't just reach any agreement that is suitable with the people. They are compromising the welfare of the people. Gone are the days when labor was labor. We will give it to Oshomole in his own times, even though when you enter their camp, we don't know the water, the food, and whatever they give them there, they sing a different song. Immediately, Oshomole entered politics. The Nigerian labor lost value. Our government looks for, especially this administration, Tinubu, the man that has been known right from Lagos, when they tell you that he knows how to make leaders, he knows how to spot talent, this is what he does. You know, those days they said that Tinubu doesn't give you envelopes. He gives you bags, such that, you know what I mean, such that when you see it, you will sing a different song. He would have made you feel like you have secured whatever. But these are people who are selfish. There is no amount of bag, envelope you'll be given that will suffice forever. That will be the same as destiny. That will be the same as posterity, remembering you for not mortgaging the lives of many people. I don't know if they gave him anything. But when we see them in this way, we say, no, there is no headway. They've been brainwashed. They don't touch their heads more. It is this same man that watered, this same president that watered down NANS. I was part of NANS, Nigerian Association of Nigerian Students. In my own days, Zone B, when we are protesting from our schools, the strike actions, the government programs, and all that. NANS was a strong organization that when they say we are going to protest, the whole country will do something about it because they know the strength of young people. They know the strength of students. When they call Nigerian youth, it's the NANS they refer to. It's NANS that they always run to, but now NANS has become APC sub. So that they will come out and tell us they're not protesting. They will, even the government now influences their elections to know who will emerge, those that they will be puppeteering. So when we see comrades and men that should be standing their grounds to see that things run properly in the country.
The governor said they won't pay. That it's going to be difficult for them to pay. And then we continue moving because that has been the plan of some of them, you know. So the president gave us two options. That I can pay you 250. And if you allow me to increase the pump price of petroleum products. And he said, you are, Ajero. On my first day, I said subsidy is gone. And since that time, you have refused to allow me to increase more. So why would I get the money to pay you minimum wage? If you allow me, I pay you that. If not, text 62. I'm giving you 1 hour to talk. Let me stay in my office so that we can conclude this.
When we see them not do the right things, when we see them speak like politicians, we know that all is not well. Labor is not supposed to speak like politicians to justify any politician's ground. There's nothing like Tinubu told me that I will pay you 250 and I will increase the price of fuel. That is when that man would have stood down to say you can never do that.
70,000 clearly is an increase of 130% or 133% of the old rate. And then if you look at it, and I can ask companies, even some analysts that are talking, that where you are working, probably let our rise increase 100% so that we can take it from there. Because it's enough to criticize, you know, because the wage burden will definitely almost double. And then that was where the private sector have been complaining, you know, that is going to affect, you know, their activities. So we took it.
If they actually want the government to work, it will work. Nigeria is not poor. With these enormous trillions and trillions that they are borrowing, that they are calling, if those things are put in our society, we will see it. You know what trillions of dollars are? Do you know what trillions of nairas are? Do you know the strength of those monies? And why should our politicians take allowances that are out of this world, even after taking massive salaries? So part of this protest is calling for them to dwell. It's either they choose those allowances or they choose their basic salaries. Their basic salaries are still enough. They can cut the cost of governance by cutting down some parastatals of government. Some of them are duplicates. Some of them are duplicates. Ministry of this, ministry of that. You will see duplicate ministries. Tinubu came in his promise, he said he's going to cut the cost of governance. He came in and increased his cabinet. Like it is a time to compensate all the people that helped me grab power. When we are saying cut down, cut down, cut down. So, since Labour is not pushing, because whatever Labour decides affects the people are now going to do their job by protesting. We don't want to see our comrades. We don't want to see any Labour leader, TUC, call it whatever, frolicking with these politicians, buying them excuses when they should be putting fire on them to work. When you begin to show understanding of government, they will keep doing what they are doing. If they downsize every frivolity in that government, Nigeria will work without borrowing. The country will work without borrowing. Labour should be asking for a review of our constitution. There are lots of ambiguity in that constitution that is making these people get away. These two things, cutting down the cost of governance, reviewing our constitution, and putting our feet down to achieve our electoral reforms, these three things, will get us on the right track. Review the cost of governance, get it down to the barest minimum, cut all the frivolities in government, duplicate offices, ministries. Let the House of Assembly and the Senate, who are our legislature, be a part-time job. Let them meet when they need to meet and be paid allowances, and not sit and have that as a full-time job. If they are willing to make this country work, they will sit down and review the things that can make us move further. Let them ensure that we'll have elections that are free, where Nigerians will see the results trickling in real time, and the election finished in one day without putting things that will give way for malpractices. And then let them review our constitution such that it will work. Even decentralized power. If they can do this 3 to 4 things, the country will work. And everybody will be happy for it. And I wish that every Nigerian will put their foot on the ground, protest and hold government accountable until these things happen. Diaspora Nigerians are counting on you on this time. You have enough data, you have enough time, you have enough light and energy. So keep the life of the protest on until we get meaningful results. Nobody is advised to carry weapons. Nobody is advised to cause mayhem. And the protest organizers should try as much as possible to monitor what is happening and even find makeshift security to engage with hoodlums, those people that the government buy to scuttle the protest, especially in places like Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, Kano. Let there be muscle men also checkmating these agberos and people that will just work for peanuts to go and smoke and cause mayhem. This is not what we want. We want a people that will sit tight in the streets making demands, who will not leave the rain, who will not leave the sun, who will not back down from crying out loud to the government and calling on everybody from everywhere in the world to come to the rescue of Nigeria. It has come to that extent. Food is not what Nigeria should be talking about in this century, in this time. It's shaming when I see countries throwing food away, like, where are they producing it? And Nigeria is talking about rubbish to eat, waste that people are throwing away in other Western European countries to eat. It's pathetic. And if the people in government are not seeing what we are seeing, we will inconvenience them a little so that they can see. They are too comfortable that they are not seeing what the people are seeing. Comrades, destiny calls. It's time to save our country. It's time to make it be like every other working country of the world. It's time not to give in to blackmail, to complacency, to anything, to fears and anything that kept you down. If you fight for once, you will not fight again. We are solidly behind the call for good governance. That is what we are calling for, and not anarchy.